Here's a story that will force you to think about the system. For 15 years, 71 families, that number is important, 71 families were waiting for justice in the 2008 Jaipur serial blast case. Stern punishment was given to Mohammad Saif, Saifur Rahman Sarwar Azmi and Salman. But in a shocking turn of events, and this happened gradually, all these four accused were acquitted. The Rajasthan High Court acquitted all the accused, but before doing that, red flagged a botched up investigation caused by the institutional failure of the Jaipur police and the Rajasthan ATS. Several glaring lapses were found during the probe, and the High Court then went on to details of it, underlining that the investigating agency lacked the required legal skills. Probe agency approached the case in a callous manner. The court also said in the present case no integrated approach was adopted by the state, and said that we direct the Rajasthan DGP to act against all the erring officers. This is a case of institutional failure resulting in botched up probe. Now, the scathing comments made by the High Court has given political fodder to the BJP that went on to highlight glaring lapses on part of the Gehlot Sarkar. They claim that the government appointed additional advocate general, and this bit is important, viewers. The government lawyer, the prosecution lawyer in this case, the additional advocate general, did not even turn up at the case hearing to defend why these four accused who had killed 71 innocent people should be kept behind bars, why they should hang. After coming under fire from the opposition, late last night at a high-level meeting, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot reviewed this case, and we are being told that he has decided to remove the additional advocate general Rajendra Yadav for the weak prosecution in the case with immediate effect. The Chief Minister has also ordered a special leave petition, the SLP, should be filed in the Supreme Court at the earliest against the acquitted accused. But when Times Now confronted Ashok Gehlot and his ministers earlier, the Chief Minister refused to answer even one question on what the High Court had said. Let's play out the political reactions. Also, the Chief Minister said how he skirted our questions, and then we'll open this up.
ये दुर्भाग्य है कि कहीं सरकार की चूक के कारण आप अन्य मामलों को गंभीरता से लेते हो, अपनी सरकार को बचाने के लिए बहुत बड़े बड़े वकील खड़े करते हो, लेकिन जयपुर की जनता के साथ जो हुआ, निचली अदालत ने उनको फांसी की सजा दी, तो आखिर क्या कारण थे, किन एजेंसियों की चूक थी, कहाँ चूक हुई, क्या डबल एजी की जो पैरवी करनी चाहिए तो वो उन्होंने कर पाई क्या? ऐसे कई सवाल खड़े होते हैं जिसमें राजस्थान सरकार कहीं न कहीं कटघरे में खड़ी होती है।
देखिएगा, साफ साफ मानसिकता सबकी मालूम पड़ती है किस किस की मानसिकता है। ये अच्छी बात है कि हिंदुस्तान के अंदर लोकतंत्र मजबूत है, न्यायपालिका मजबूत है, और वो तथ्यों के आधार पर ही निर्णय करती है। इसलिए कोई भी आदमी कोई भी षड्यंत्र रच पाएगा या रचेगा, वो कभी कभी कामयाब नहीं हो पाएगा।
सर जयपुर में जो बम ब्लास्ट हुआ है, उनके आरोपियों जो बरी हुए हैं उन पे क्या कहना चाहेंगे? जयपुर के बम ब्लास्ट में जो आरोपी बरी हुए हैं उन पे क्या कहना चाहेंगे? सर सचिन पायलट कह रहे हैं कि जीरो से शुरुआत होनी चाहिए जांच में। सचिन पायलट कह रहे हैं कि जीरो से शुरुआत होनी चाहिए, ऐसा। सर जयपुर में जो बम ब्लास्ट हुआ है, उनके आरोपियों जो बरी हुए हैं उन पे क्या कहना चाहेंगे? जयपुर के बम ब्लास्ट में जो आरोपी बरी हुए हैं उन पे क्या कहना चाहेंगे? सर सचिन पायलट कह रहे हैं कि जीरो से शुरुआत होनी चाहिए जांच में। सचिन पायलट कह रहे हैं कि जीरो से शुरुआत होनी चाहिए, ऐसा।
This was the Chief Minister's reaction 2 days ago. He had no answers to direct questions by Tejshri, and Tejshri was only asking what the High Court had said after all these four people, and their photos on your screen were given a clean sheet. Let me quickly open this up. Binay Singh, George Kurian, both political analysts joining us. Good evening, gentlemen. Now, Binay Singh, here's a case in which, let's forget about the number of families. Even if one person died, justice must be done. It's just that there are 71 families here. The court has said that the police failed to do its job, which is why we are forced to release these 4 people who got death sentence from the lower judiciary. What does one say about this?
Yeah, good evening. Look, the whole nation is in a state of shock and pain and grief. And suppose what the families of the the deceased, the victims, they would be thinking about. And when it comes to terrorism, the biased or hypnopompic attitude of many political parties is the real problem. They look the terrorist activities like something Hindu versus or Muslim thing. While the terrorist acts, either it was Jaipur Blast or the Ahmedabad Blast, the Muslims were also the victims. The Muslims also died. The bomb never, bifurcates, the bomb never differentiates before exploding that it is killing a Hindu or a Muslim. I'm surprised that the political parties having such kind of filthy and biased views, and in a democracy, and in such a majestic democracy called India. And it's really painful. And one more thing, Pranesh. I think this double AG, the role of the double AG Rajendra Yadav, his role must be probed. A proper case must be filed afterwards, and a preliminary inquiry must be done by the central agencies, because there is no trust left in the state government and the state police. So the role of the double AG Rajendra Yadav seems to be very dicey. What was the reason that he let them escape? He was not able to present himself in the courts. So it is just not lapse. I feel a tinge of conspiracy. I feel just not bias. I feel it's something more than a bias.
Something more than a bias. What is this, George Kurian? Because if you've seen the kind of reactions from the BJP says that the Congress has gone soft on terror because polls are approaching. It is poll season.
Well, Pranesh, a very good evening to your viewers, to you and Binay. Let me begin my views and put my views forward to your viewers by saying that, after the judgment from the High Court, the Chief Minister has taken cognizance of the case and also called in a high-level meeting where he has ensured to remove the Additional Advocate General, Mr. Rajendra Yadav, to take ensuring that the case wasn't put in a strongest of with the evidences in the matter, and we all are worried and about the conviction or the sentencing of acquittal of the accused in this case. The state government will ensure it will hire or it will have.
No, Mr. Kurian, for a moment, forget about the acquittal.
Taken up in Supreme Court.
Mr. Kurian, for a moment, forget about the acquittal. Let's just focus on what the court has said. And this is not a political party saying it. This is the judge saying it, that the police failed. What was the police doing? Who is the Rajasthan Home Minister? Who controls the police? And who must answer? I mean, you can take action against the Additional Advocate General, but where does the buck stop?
Let me again put it forward to your viewers. This serial bomb blast in Jaipur happened on 13th of May when BJP government was in power in Rajasthan. And at that point in time, the prima facie evidence and the collection of all the evidences and arresting of all the accusers happened when BJP was in power. So that's a preliminary investigation happened under the BJP government. It's only when the Congress government in 2013
but Mr. Kurian, if you are suggesting,
Mr. Ashok Gehlot,
if you are suggesting that this is a lapse on part of Vasundhara Raje or the previous BJP government, what stopped the Gehlot government in uncovering that? You should have probed that, named all the people behind this Tawara, Bocha, whatever you want to call it, taken action. You've neither done that, and then you've let down 71 families.
Well, that's not true, because as you know that from 13 until 18, the Congress was in power. I'm sorry, from
No, it's okay. I understand it's not so much about the dates. I understand that point you're trying to make. But even that point is weak. It's a weak argument, Mr. Kurian. Let Binay Singh coming.
Pranesh, the Jaipur Blast and the Ahmedabad Blast. The blast were carried by the same organization called SIMI, and within a span of 1 month. First the Jaipur Blast happened, and the next month the Ahmedabad Blast happened. You can see just few months back in the Ahmedabad Blast, the accused, they were given life sentence, they were given death sentence, and they were penalized. It was a wonderful operation. So what was stopping the Rajasthan government to follow a normal course of investigation? And look at the serial blast in Patna. Even that case, that went to a conclusive end. The accused, they were sentenced according to the charges. I think this is just not a lapse. Again, I am telling that, Pranesh, it's a matter of national security. It's just not matter of a state police. It's not a matter of law and order. It's just not limited to the sympathies of the diseased families. That is there. But it's matter of whole of the country. That a bias of a political party, a bias of a state government can let the terrorists walk around free. This is height of appeasement. And appeasement has a long history. And everybody knows that who has carried the baton after the Britishers.
Now, is this appeasement, Mr. Kurian? That's a direct question. Is this appeasement or just plain apathy that the state does not care? It's okay. It may not be for votes, but sometimes, the state does not care. People died, so what?
Well, Pranesh, let me make it very clear. Neither does the Congress party endorse appeasement or work in favor of appeasement.
Yes,
politics.
they do.
That's not the Congress party's area of interest. And let me put it across, the Congress party and the state, Rajasthan state government will ensure it will go up in the Supreme Court and challenge the High Court's decision. And harshest of punishment will be given to the accused, and it is confident that it will have engaged some good lawyers in the case, so that the judgment will be done in favor of the victims' families, and justice will be done.
But even if you go up in appeal, and here's the fundamental question, Binay Singh, and break this down for our viewers, even if now that the Rajasthan government has taken the decision to file a special leave petition in Supreme Court, the botch-up probe remains intact. What will you add?
The damage has already been done, Pranesh. The damage has been done. A few things can be recovered. It's just not a matter of appeal. It's a matter of reinvestigation. And more points should be added to the investigation now. The role of the state, the political party is ruling the state. The role of the police personals on which the High Court has raised questions, and the role of the double AG, Mr. Rajendra Yadav. They must be added to, the reinvestigation. These points must be added. And when I say that the political parties in India, they have a history of, political appeasement, the Congress party is the first to carry the baton after the Britishers, to carry forward their political agenda. For example, Pranesh, the Popular Front of India, now it is a banned organization, but for the last 5 and 6 years, you can see what they have done. They have shared diocese. They have supported the Congress as a political party. They have supported Rahul Gandhi in the Wayanad elections. They supported openly in the UP elections, assembly elections. So how can you run away with that? That the Congress doesn't, believe in political appeasement. They have a history of political appeasement. And yes, this is a case of political appeasement. This is a clear-cut case of political appeasement.
In the Supreme Court, when the state finally files an appeal, more importantly, let's see how this plays out in people's court. How people respond to this. Is this appeasement, apathy, or I don't know. This is mocking justice. This is travesty of justice, and this is as bad as something can be. I thank both of you, Binay Singh, George Kurian, for joining us.